A prayer of Habakkuk the prophet on Shigionoth. Lord, I have heard of your fame. I stand in awe of your deeds. Lord, repeat them in our day. In our time, make them known. In wrath, remember mercy. Habakkuk 3, 1 and 2. We're beginning the last chapter of Habakkuk. It's a prayer, and it says as much. When you consider that the previous two chapters discussed coming calamity and then a grand Q&A with the Almighty, it's sort of refreshing that chapter 3 begins with a prayer. What is that word Shigionoth? And I don't know if I'm saying it right. According to Sub, the word Shigionoth isn't really understood. It wasn't fully translated from ancient Hebrew, so we're only speculating on what it may mean. Thislamp.com goes ahead and says, what does Shigionoth mean? Well, Shigionoth is the plural of the Hebrew Shigion, and it refers to a musical term that relates to how a psalm should be performed. So, knowing that, it's like Habakkuk is saying, this is how this prayer should be sung. Well, I don't think I've ever sung a prayer outside of church, or maybe in my car when I'm alone, because I'm pretty self-conscious about how I sing. But if you think about it, all lyrical music is poetry sung alongside a tune. We don't fully know what all the ancient melodies and harmonies were for the Psalms or ancient poems of other kinds, so use your imagination deciding what these verses would sound like when they're accompanied by music. What is apparent, what is known, is that it's worship. Like another song says, we're coming back to the heart of worship, which is all about God. Habakkuk begins the conclusion of his prophecy by focusing on praising God, on adoring God. He's in awe of God, standing in respect and submission to him. He's spoken the words of prophecy given to him, and he has pleaded for God's justice and mercy on both the enemies in Babylon and his fellow Jews at home in Judah. The only fitting way to end the book is therefore in worshipful admiration of God. Now, key in on how Habakkuk prays for mercy. That's central to the idea of worshiping God. When we worship, we need to first remember that we don't deserve his mercy. We don't deserve him. What we've thought and said and done deserves the worst that could happen. But instead, there's this immeasurable grace that fire hoses down on we the undeserving. The only logical response to that grace is to pray for his mercy to be shared on others, to fire hose them too with that forgiveness and love that they don't know or deserve either. We don't deserve God's mercy, but we crave it because we desperately need it. And God being God, he gives us the grace that makes everything else possible. Knowing all that, you could say that we need to worship. It's really true.